Roman Reigns and Ronda Rousey's family are the reason the 30-year-old controversial star was not chosen to represent the WWE. A prominent WWE superstar recently stated that a few years ago, he was almost ready to be the company's face. But in the end, Roman Reigns stopped this chance from happening. At the 2022 Crown Jewel Premium Live event, Logan Paul wrestled the head of the table for the third time in his career. For the undisputed WWE Universal Championship, the two men faced off. The Maverick put up a fairly impressive performance considering his lack of in-ring experience. By doing a frog splash on the original Bloodline member from the top turnbuckle via the announce table, he even produced a moment that went viral. In the end, the 30-year-old contentious star lost to Roman Reigns, who kept his title. Over the years, the Maverick has been involved in a number of scandals, including the Suicide Forest event in December 2017, in which he captured the body of a man who had hanged himself in a Japanese forest. On his YouTube account, Logan Paul recently posted a vlog that included behind-the-scenes footage from Saturday night's main event. At Emmy, he was unable to defeat Jey Uso for the World Heavyweight Championship. The former U.S. champion claimed in the video that Roman Reigns kept him from taking on the role of business spokesperson. Paul thought he would have been firmly established at the top if he had defeated the original tribal chief in 2022. "I have previously been here. In my third ever battle, I faced Roman Reigns, Jey's cousin. I came this close to being the WWE's face," he remarked. Since Raw following WrestleMania 41, the OTC has not been on television. Braun Breaker, who teamed up with Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman that evening, defeated the multiple world champion. At Saturday night's main event, Bronson Reed also joined the group, led by the Visionary. In a tag team battle against CM Punk and Sami Zayn, Breaker and Rollins prevailed thanks in large part to the AUSilla. After SNME, Bronson Reed used Roman Reigns' well-known catchphrase, "Believe that," to mock the singer on X. The start. Many men are trembling at the moment because they know that someone else will take their place. "Yes, we shall take whatever we desire. Have faith in it," he wrote. On Monday Night Raw the next week, Triple H, the chief content officer for WWE, may make some bold choices. Seth Rollins can be the target of Hunter's anger this time. Triple H, the head of creatives, has the authority to fire the Visionary for Monday Night Raw's declining ratings, even if it may not be directly related to him. The May 12th episode of Raw had the second lowest viewership ratings since the Red brand's Netflix launch. When the show debuted on Netflix, it garnered a record 5.9 million viewers, but since then, the numbers have decreased. This can be indirectly related to the company's decision to put Paul Heyman and Seth Rollins front and center since WrestleMania 41. WWE promotes Seth Rollins as the main attraction on the Red brand, even more so than Jey Uso, the current World Heavyweight Champion. But by putting Roman Reigns, the most dependable face in WWE, in command, Triple H can alter the course of events in a single night. Since the Raw following WrestleMania 41, the four-time WWE champion has not appeared on the show. Rollins and Braun Breaker, who was introduced as the newest member of Rollins and Paul Heyman's gang, took him out alongside CM Punk. Roman Reigns has not been seen since Punk made a comeback to fight Rollins and Heyman. The creative team can come up with new ideas for the big dog and have him back on television next week if the original goal was for him to return by SummerSlam in August. Roman Reigns must appear on Raw as soon as possible because the Stamford-based promotions company might be seriously harmed by a further decline in the ratings. Following WWE Money in the Bank PLE, the head of the table may rejoin CM Punk and Sami Zayn. Additionally, on June 28th, the three of them can face Seth Rollins and his team at Night of Champions. Following Money in the Bank, the return of the Tribal Chief can undoubtedly improve the situation for the Stamford-based promotion. Whether the OTC can increase Raw's Netflix numbers will be interesting to watch. But Paul Heyman and Ronda Rousey know each other very well. The UFC Hall of Famer's early success in her WWE career was greatly aided by the legendary wrestler. Heyman has now sent Rousey a special message following a big announcement to start the new year. In 2014, the four horsewomen of MMA went to WWE SummerSlam. Backstage that evening, Rousey, who was already acquainted with Brock Lesnar, met Paul Heyman. The next year, during WrestleMania 31, she started working for WWE, and in 2017, she agreed to a full-time contract. After winning 3 singles titles and 1 tag team title, the Olympic bronze medalist went on to become WWE's 8th Women's Triple Crown champion and win the 2022 Royal Rumble. Ronda later blasted WWE and well-known figures while promoting her novel after quitting abruptly following SummerSlam 2023. The first UFC Women's Champion herself has earlier praised the Wiseman with inspiring Rousey's creativity. Rousey and Heyman collaborated extensively as he taught her how to write her own promotional material and produced a portion of her first WWE season. Heyman is now celebrating Rousey's most recent personal event with pride. On January 9th of this year, the baddest woman on the planet and her husband, Travis Brown, welcomed a girl named Likawula Pawomahinakaipaha Brown as their second child. Heyman informed his followers of Rousey's news on his Instagram stories today. The family received a congrats note from the WWE Hall of Famer. Mazel tov to P.O., Travis Brownma, and Ronda Rousey for the newest member of their amazing family. It was written by Paul Heyman. After confirming their relationship in October 2015, Ronda and Travis became engaged in April 2017. On August 28, 2017, the MMA Warriors got married, and on September 27, 2021, they welcomed their first child together. But WWE officials have long had their sights set on an Emmy, as evidenced by their recent For Your Consideration campaigns aimed at receiving a nomination. Paul Heyman has presented a compelling argument for the inclusion of WWE programming in the discussion of whether or not it should be allowed. Speaking at the Raw Netflix premiere post-show, the Advocate recently made the Emmy case. Heyman stated that Triple H and the WWE as a whole, along with himself and Roman Reigns, should be honored with an Emmy. WWE promoted additional possible gold for Roman and posted a snippet of Heyman's speech. That is a lot of gold. As of yet, Roman Reigns has not. Eyes emoji. With the video below, WWE wrote, trophy emoji. In a tribal combat bout for the Ula Fala and the title of Tribal Chief, Reigns defeated Solo Sikoa on Monday in the Raw Netflix launch. The head of the table formally received the Ula Fala in a viral event that Heyman was a part of with The Rock. But the self-described baddest woman on the planet quit WWE last year after competing at SummerSlam against her old pal Shayna Baszler. Ronda Rousey is semi-retired from professional wrestling and is currently enjoying peace and solitude at home with her family. She has written a book about her life and career in the world of professional wrestling and mixed martial arts, with the exception of a few appearances on the independent circuit and one noteworthy special appearance for Ring of Honor. Despite its highs and lows, Rousey's stint in the WWE ended on a negative note, leaving her with a foul taste in her mouth. At the end of the 2018 Women's Royal Rumble bout, Ronda Rousey made her official WWE debut. Rousey signed a multi-year contract with WWE, the company revealed. When Rousey teamed up with Kurt Angle to defeat Triple H and Stephanie McMahon in her first official WWE match at WrestleMania 34, she started a feud with them. Both wrestling fans and critics gave her debut a great rating. As an unstoppable force that ripped through the roster, Rousey maintained her career in the WWE throughout 2018. She had feuds with Becky Lynch, Nia Jax, Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss, whom she defeated for the Raw Women's Championship, and others. She also served as the main attraction at Evolution, the first all-women's WWE pay-per-view event to date, when she faced off against Nikki Bella, Mickie James, Nia Jax, Natalya, and Sasha Banks. Rousey took a backseat going into WrestleMania 35 and was paired with Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch in a feud. As the first main event for women's wrestling at WrestleMania, they were scheduled to battle in a triple threat match to combine the Raw and SmackDown Women's Championships. By pinning Rousey, Becky Lynch won the bout, ending Rousey's 231-day reign as champion and breaking her unbeaten streak. Following the event, Rousey took a leave of absence from WWE. when Ronda Rousey returned to the WWE as a surprise entry in the 2022 Women's Royal Rumble. She defeated Charlotte Flair in the final to gain a shot at the title at WrestleMania 38. However, she lost to Flair and was unable to win the WWE Women's Championship. A few weeks later, the two women rematched at WrestleMania Backlash, where Rousey won the title by defeating Flair in a I Quit match. Because of the chaotic backstage environment, which resulted in the suppression of any creative ideas she had, her second stint with the WWE was doomed, and she became frustrated with Vince McMahon and the entire creative crew. Her future rivalries and feuds were, at best, mediocre as a result of the poor communication and unclear instructions over whether to approach Vince McMahon or Triple H. Until Money in the Bank, when Liv Morgan cashed in and defeated Rousey to end her 55-day reign, Rousey maintained the title. She started a feud with Liv Morgan, which ended at WWE Extreme Rules when she defeated Morgan to reclaim the SmackDown Women's Championship. After missing time due to an injury, Charlotte Flair returned to the WWE as a babyface toward the end of the year, swiftly defeating Rousey on the December 30th SmackDown show. At best, Rousey's last stint in the WWE was a complete letdown. In February 2023, she returned to assist Shayna Baszler, a friend and associate. At WrestleMania 39, the two won a fatal four-way women's showcase match after forming a tag team. As a result, on the May 29th episode of Monday Night Raw, the pair won the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships. Additionally, they defeated Isla Dawn and Alba Fire to retire their belts and combine those titles into the NXT Women's Tag Team Championships. At Money in the Bank, Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez defeated them for the tag titles. This caused a significant gap between Baszler and Rousey, which in turn sparked a feud that continued until SummerSlam, where Baszler defeated Rousey in her last WWE encounter. October 2023 marked Rousey's formal departure from WWE. She went into semi-retirement after leaving the WWE, but she continued to support her friend Marina Shafir by appearing on the independent wrestling scene, including a one-off match at a Ring of Honor Club TV taping. An excerpt from Ronda Rousey's new autobiography, Our Fight, which discusses the mistreatment of women, provides some insight into her distaste for Vince McMahon and the way WWE has treated women over the years. Sometimes it's difficult to distinguish between Vince McMahon's wicked, immoral, slimeball persona as it was portrayed on television and his dubious, frequently sued, and repeatedly alleged sexual misbehavior persona. Rousey continued by critiquing WWE's treatment of women in the early 2000s and how circumstances altered in response to wrestling fans' social media outcry to give women a legitimate fighting chance. Only after a worldwide social media outcry to #GiveItASeconds after divas were given a total of 30 seconds, less time than most people take to read this paragraph, for a nationally televised tag bout did WWE essentially armbar them into it. Every man on the roster received more time for his intro song alone than four ladies did for their combined wrestling time. Given this knowledge, someone outside of the wrestling industry might conclude that the WWE has a problematic, ingrained patriarchal and sexist culture. You'd be correct. The female wrestlers that cleared the path for today's female wrestlers are the ones I admire the most. And utter disdain at the quantity of sexist, demeaning *T they endured. On April 4th, Ronda Rousey's autobiography, Our Fight, will be available on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. Greetings and welcome to my channel, dear viewers. I hope you're having a great day. I'm Lima. Please subscribe to the channel if you enjoy the video.